Good morning. So I'm Rob Hodgkinson, the CFO of TVPlayer. I'm going to talk about why we've launched the ability to record live TV in the cloud, so removing the requirement for a set-top box. So for those of you that don't know TVPlayer, we are a next-generation pay TV platform. So we have a freemium offering where we have 75 Freeview channels, plus 38 pay TV channels for $5.99 a month. And we have over 1.5 million free users of our platform every month. And it's really a device agnostic system. So half our users are on desktop, 25% mobile, 25% connected TV. We're seeing real growth in things like Roku and Amazon Fire Sticks. Now, the basic thesis is that we're going after people who've never paid for TV before. So we're not really interested in cord cutters or cord shavers. It's really kind of cord nevers. So if you think about the UK ecosystem, you basically have 18 million pay TV households out of 25 million. And there are 7 million kind of Freeview households. And we believe that 1 million of those 7 million could become pay TV customers if you have a low price point offering. So we're charging $5.99 a month, compared to Sky's entry level of £20 a month. But also, if you can get that pay TV immediately, so any connected device with TVPlayer, you're straight into the content. You don't need to wait for a Sky Dish or for Virgin Media to install your fibre. So we are today the fastest growing complete pay TV business in the UK, adding more net paying subscribers per quarter than anyone else in the UK. So what's unusual about TVPlayer is that we actually started, most OTT companies start with VOD and then think about how do I build a linear business on top of that. Our expertise is actually the reverse. We started with linear TV and now we're looking to build VOD on top of that. So 90% of our consumption is still linear TV. And that's partly because of the rights we have, but it's also because of the kind of history of the business. But the reality is that when you look at the BARB data, the linear consumption is decreasing. But also, when we send a survey to every single one of our customers who churns for our pay TV business. And overwhelmingly, the biggest reason for churn is that we don't offer enough on-demand or catch-up content. And that's because we didn't, at the time, have the rights to be able to buy catch-up and on-demand content. So we thought, well, actually, how do we solve this? And so where we got to is to actually become the first platform in the UK to launch the ability to record live TV in the cloud. So this is the kind of network personal video recorder product. And essentially, it gives individual users the ability to record individual shows, but also record whole series by looking at the EPG and deciding, actually, I want to record the rest of the series for Geordie Shore. And this is pretty disruptive because you're essentially saying you don't need any hardware going forward. And so everything you record here goes straight into the cloud. Now, the big challenge, as ever, is one of rights. And because Sky hasn't yet launched a network PVR product, the rights aren't readily available for all of the channels. And so where we've started is with 20 channels where our content partners essentially own the content they're creating, which means that they're able to give us the network PVR rights. So you'll see on this list, it's largely A&E, Discovery, and Viacom, and a few other providers as well. So we've started with 20 plus channels. Now, so it's currently incomplete as a kind of network PVR product, but if you think about who our customer base is, it's people who have never paid for TV before. So if you're a Sky Q customer, this is actually a worse experience because you can't record everything that you're used to. But for our customers, they've never paid for TV before. Historically, we've only offered linear TV and a bit of catch-up TV. And so by offering the ability to record even 20 channels, it's actually an incremental experience and a big improvement on what we were offering previously. And in terms of the business model, so we charge $5.99 a month for a kind of entry-level pay TV pack, and then for this ability to record live TV, we charge another £3 on top of that per month to store 50 hours of channels, of shows. And because we're the first in the UK to have done this, we're still kind of playing around with the best business model here and whether we offer more, whether we offer more content for free or not. So currently, every basic pay TV customer gets 10 hours of storage for free. So the technology is working beautifully, but we've still got a bit of work to do around exactly how we position this to our customers. So as I said, we currently only have 20 channels in this network PVR product. And this is really a kind of statement of intent. It's not, and really kind of aspirational. It's not, unfortunately, it's not in the works at the moment, but 50% of viewing on our platform is still the PSPs. And where we want to get to is actually to be able to offer the ability to bookmark content that we know is going to be available on iPlayer, ITV Hub, All4 and My5. And if you can bookmark that on TVPlayer and then deep link into that content through TVPlayer, that's where we want to get to with network PVR. So that then this is actually a full kind of TV replacement service. Any questions?
Do we have any questions? Yes, we have. Yes, Matthew first here, and then one hand in the back.
So Matthew Huntington. My question is, with the network PVR, are you able to record that permanently for the consumer, or is there a timeout period that your rights restrict you to?
It's not permanent. It depends on the content owner. So we actually have some PVR rights for free-to-air content, and broadly it's a kind of 7-day window, and then for the pay TV channels it's 6 months.
6 months. Okay.
Yeah.
We have one more question back there. And while we're getting the mic back there, one of the things that struck me is that some can be recorded and some can't. Mm-hmm. Isn't that confusing to the users?
Yeah. So
how do you get over that?
Yeah, I mean, it's a good question. I mean, we think about that a lot. And I mean, as I said, if you're a Sky customer, this is a worse product. But if you've never paid for TV before, and you're used to just having 5 channels, the ability to access over 100 channels and actually record it in the cloud is a incremental improvement.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Yeah, hi, I'm John Williams from Zodiac. Do you have any update? You mentioned Sky isn't allowed to do network PVR. Is there any information or latest on where the PSPs sit on this issue?
I think my understanding is the PSPs are keen to do this, but the rights haven't been cleared yet, and I don't really have any information as to where those conversations have got to.
Do you see that we're falling a little behind the rest of the world on this topic?
Well, it would be great if the PSPs had all of their content rights clear for network PVR, because clearly, a device agnostic OTT system is the future, and the reason this is disruptive is because you think of the OPEX and CAPEX that Sky and Virgin and others spend on their set-top boxes, and we're essentially saying you can get rid of all of that and just put it in the cloud. So in terms of direction of travel, we believe this is the future, but it's going to take time to get there.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you, Robert.
Thanks.